Hello and welcome to Dan Talks United. At last, that international break is coming towards an end. Hurrah, let's get back into the Premier League. And it's the big one, Liverpool versus Manchester United at Anfield. Two teams that create one of the biggest rivalries in football, in world football history. It's up there with Real Madrid versus Barcelona. Probably bigger than Manchester United versus City, but it's definitely up there in world football. And it's this weekend. How's it going to go? Yes, Liverpool haven't played particularly well in the last few games and have had a few losses recently, but I don't think we can take any of that for granted. They're at Anfield. We have struggled at Anfield for the last few years. I don't even think we've had a win since Wanfield, Juan Mata scoring, was it a goal or a couple of goals? I'm not sure we've won there since then. We generally don't come out of Anfield with a positive result, and although their form's been not great, as I was saying earlier, and their key players such as Salah has dipped a little bit, I always feel he plays well against Manchester United, especially at Anfield. So I don't think we can take any of that for granted, and I don't think we can look at their past results and think, yes, this is our time. It may be our better time to go there, but it doesn't mean very much to me. We have played well in that last game in particular against Sunderland. As I've said in other videos, Amorim seemed to have just tweaked his tactics slightly. Some people might think it's just basic football, route one. There was a lot of direct kicking from Le Mans up to Sesko, but it worked, and it's probably the first time I can say under Amorim where we've had a routine win, where we're not sort of on our edge of our seats or squeaky bum time thinking what's going to happen next. It was quite comfortable to a certain degree. You could say that we pretty much won that game in the first half, probably could have scored a few more goals, but generally speaking, it was a game without incident really, and we could do with more of that, and I think that's what we need to bring into this game at Anfield. So let's take a look at some tactical breakdown of how I feel we could beat Liverpool. So let's have a look now. Right, how do we beat Liverpool? So, as I was saying earlier, I think we're going to need to play a similar tactical setup to how we played against Sunderland. And as you can see there, that's the sort of typical formation on screen at the moment. And when Liverpool are attacking, we're going to have to obviously revert back to that sort of 5 at the back. To a certain extent, just squeeze these guys in a little bit, and Casemiro and Bruno need to be a bit closer, and Mbeumo comes back a bit, and Mount and Sesko dropping in, so it's going to be a bit more like that. On the attacking phase, I think it's going to be best to go long. I know it's a bit boring, but Liverpool, I know they've lost 2 or 3 games, but at Anfield, I'm sure they're going to be up for it. So it's going to be similar to what I said in the last video, where Mbeumo and Sesko are a bit close together when it comes to that. Get Ahmad trying to go up the pitch a little bit, and Dalot and obviously Mount as support. These two can split a little bit, and then it's going to be a case of Le Mans, if he's in net, is going to be driving the ball forward. Possibly Sesko just dropping in there for a flick on to Mbeumo, for example, or chesting it down, round the corner to Mount, or round the corner to Ahmad so that he can bomb on and do the usual cutback. So it's going to be that sort of thing. So it is going to be a bit of sitting in and then hitting them on the sort of fast route one, unfortunately. Also, it's okay to call it transition if it's another team, but if it's Manchester United, it's counter-attack. Whatever you want to class it as I was saying before, you're going to have Sesko and Mbeumo quite close together. These guys here just dropping it back a little bit deeper. And like I say, whenever we do get a ball recovery, then we just want Ahmad, Mount, Dalot a little bit there, just to be on their bikes. And then if we do keep hold of possession, you want to get Sesko in the box, you want to get Mbeumo on the edge of the box if possible, Mount cutting in, and also Bruno joining the attack so that he can recycle the ball either side. So yeah, that is it for my basic tactical breakdown in regards to how we could beat Liverpool. Hopefully that was straightforward and made sense. Again, I'm no tactico, just trying to break down the tactics as best as I can and just give a flavour of how I feel we should set up and the best way to try and beat Liverpool. So hopefully that made sense. Please put some comments below in regards to what you'd like to see differently, or if you're happy with how I've brought that down. All feedback is welcome. So just to break it down a bit further, or just to go over the points in summary. So first point, we do need to stay compact against Liverpool, definitely. I think we need to probably do that against most teams, to be honest, so that we can get a positive result. But definitely against Liverpool at Anfield, we need to stay compact. We need to almost just see how Liverpool bring the game to us and then go from there. Then in regards to point 2, I'd say that we definitely need to be on the attack as well. We can't just sit there and let Liverpool attack us, and we need to sort of exploit those wings and exploit those weaknesses, like maybe Kirkes, for example, who I know that hasn't particularly started the season that well, and use that good build-up down the right, that you've got that combination between Ahmad and Mbeumo that's starting to build. And so long as they can bring in that form that they've shown against Sunderland in particular, where they seem to be working things out now and being in the right places and spaces, I think we could do all right down that right-hand side. Now, third point, look to sort of hit them on the quick transition, or if you're Manchester United, it gets classed as counter-attacking. But either way, whatever you want to call it, we need to hit them on the quick transition. So when we can recover the ball, we just need to hit them quickly. And definitely for point 4, we need to be clinical. So that means if the ball's into Sesko, he needs to be finishing. Same with Mbeumo, same with Cunha, same with Ahmad. Whoever gets that chance, they need to finish it. And Bruno, you get a penalty, you need to finish that, mate. So that's just to give a little bit of an overview on how I feel we could beat Liverpool. Now that's easier said than done, but we have to set up right and we have to treat and respect Liverpool, but at the same time, not so much that we don't attack them, because end of the day, we all want to come out of Anfield with a win if we can. So I think that's how we need to set up, and we definitely need to take it to Liverpool. Now again, please put your comments below. Please let me know what your predictions are. I'll give mine in a minute, but what's your prediction? Do you think we're going to win? Do you think we're going to lose, draw? Give us a score prediction. How would you set up? Do you agree with how I've said we should set up? Should we be more compact? Should we play a little bit more like we did against Sunderland? Or should we play a little bit more on the front like we tried to do against Arsenal? Tell me what you think. It's all opinion based. This is a part of the community where we share our views and opinions, and nobody's right, nobody's wrong. It's just our opinions. So please post them below in the comments and we can go through that at a later time. So the favourite part is predictions, score prediction. Tricky one this, because obviously I've got a lot of things in my mind of losses that we've had against Liverpool. I know, I do believe under Amorim we've not done too bad, but I'm not going to forget 5-0 and 7-up and all sorts of stuff that's happened. And like I said earlier, as much as their form's not been great recently, it's a big rival. Players get up for games like this, so I wouldn't expect anything different than Liverpool bringing it to us, especially at home and with their fans, Cop End and all that sort of stuff. So maybe more hope than anything else, I'm going to go with a conservative 1-1. That's what I'm going to go with, a draw, 1-1. Don't think we'd get a clean sheet, but I'm hoping that we can at least get out of there with a point. So 1-1 it is. As always, Please subscribe to the channel because it's really important for new channels such as ours. For subscribers, it helps us to do way more. Helps us to, like I say, we'll be doing different things such as going live very soon. So please subscribe, please like, please share and follow us on all the other socials. And I will see you on the next one.